Nick Lee will take on Kizhan Clarke. Lee is perfect, Penn State's first five-time All-American. And Clarke, who was winless in his own conference tournament, has upset his way here, including upsetting Jaden Ironman, the #2 seed of Iowa.
Fantastic match here by Kizhan. He got off of his belly right there. An impossible situation. That's a situation that Ironman usually wins 90% of the time. The #2 seed. And Kizhan Clarke gets the upset win as the 15 seed, knocking off the 2, but he's followed this up with a couple more wins.
Well, Cinderella has arrived, right? She's got a glass slipper in her, and it's in the North Carolina singlet. And look at him. Oh, it's over one match here. That's 2.
Right on the hands.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. These boys are going after it.
Kizhan's come out hard in this match. Right upper body, and the crowd loves it.
It's got a big fight feel to it. Coach, this is a big match feel. It started off all offense. And when you're the 15th seed in the finals, you got to just go wrestle.
We only had a couple of takedowns through the first 2 matches. They came right out of the gate swinging as Clarke tries to be a 15 seed. That would be the highest seed ever to win a national championship. Of course, unseeded wrestlers have done that before, but the entire field has only been seeded for a few years. So quite an upset either way just to get here for Clarke, who's had quite a ride. Born in Germany, moved to Dallas, and then Houston, and then Florida.
Look at this flurry here. Straight on double leg here. Drove through by Clarke. And there's the weight on the hands. Just don't mean up much right there.
Look at this, Coach. Watch this. Watch this.
Double underhook. And get him jack his hips in.
Yeah, but listen to this, Coach. Give Nick Lee some credit. Because when he saw himself beat, he went to the double overhooks. And watch this. Hey, this is freestyle. This is highest level. Dude goes double overhook to just wrestle. We're back to the action.
One thing about Lee that he'll do, look, attack that leg right there, shallow attempt. Look at that finish, drives through, collects the points.
Good job, Nick.
And takes the lead, 3-2 over Clarke.
And this is something Clarke hasn't really had to deal with over the course of this NCAA tournament. He's been beating guys that were ranked higher, but he's been in control of the matches. He's been able to set the pace and the tempo of these matches. He has not been wrestling from behind. He's always been very close or winning.
It's the crossface there. Captured the far triceps, got the point of the shoulder down right there. He's looking for a far side cradle.
Well, he's trying to trick Clarke into building to his base. The moment Clarke builds to his base, he's going to jump sides to that cradle. You know, we've seen great Penn State wrestlers do this. Ed Ruth was a master of this position.
1 minute.
Clarke has to be okay with just defending the crossface and not trying to build his base in order to get back to his feet.
Let's just go back and watch that first minute.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, for sure. But the replay I want to see, Coach, is that double overhook by Nick Lee.
Yeah, I think he leg laced him there.
He laced Kendall Cross. Kendall Cross, remember in the Olympic trial finals against Brands, Kendall Cross hit him with the inside lace.
Got blood on both guys.
Threw him over his back and pinned him. Same type of position.
You got him. Good.
So blood time here as Clarke
Arm, please, when you get a second.
has started to bleed a little bit. He's in law school at North Carolina, started his career out at American University.
Right here.
This is the takedown.
This is the takedown by Lee.
Yeah, nice and calm. But
He's good.
bring the match tempo back into your favor here.
So much pressure on the high thigh when he's running the pipe there.
Stay set for me.
To
I'll
sit
call you
Clarke
on
down to
red,
his butt.
okay? Green, you're set. Red, cover, stay. Red, you're in control.
Lee approaching building a minute of first period riding time over Clarke.
You know, a lot of guys ride that ankle, right? But what Lee does is when he rides that ankle, when he steps over it, he's taking the pressure back towards him. So he's trying to flatten you out with that position.
And I love that cross wrist ride he uses there too. He comes over the top when he needs to, cross face. He's really active, almost working like he would if he was using tiring out techniques on his feet. He's making your head move, making your arms carry his weight.
First stalling warning issued against Clarke.
You saw it, Coach? The moment Clarke built his base, Lee hooks it, and then he takes that ankle back away from the body of Clarke to extend him and stretch him out to flatten him out.
3, 2,
Good work here, top position.
There it is.
Yeah, right there. He's going to scoop that leg up, as you mentioned. That right leg.
It up and walks it away.
Hey, The NCAA Women's Frozen Four culminates tomorrow evening in Pennsylvania. Catch the championship 4 Eastern on ESPNU and the ESPN app. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Red, green.
Parents watch nervously as the second period gets underway. Lee is out, the lead 4-2.
Beautiful switch there, almost more like a changeover there. A lot of good back pressure there. He wasn't really reaching back for the leg. He was just going ahead to create some distance and make the turn.
This is a beautiful attack that Lee does. He takes his inside hand, he lifts with his elbow, and then he goes to a single. A lot of times you see guys shooting a high crotch off of that. He goes to a single leg there.
Measures Clarke really well there on the go behind.
Part of that is because Clarke shoots everything from the outside, right? He's a power guy. He's a guy that likes to use his athleticism to score. But when you're wrestling a high-level athlete like Nick Lee, you've got to set him up. You've got to get your hands on him and get him moving if you want to try to take him down. It worked once, Coach. It ain't going to work multiple times against a guy that's as good as Nick Lee.
Well, you know what I like what Clarke did? He went out there and fired it right away. He knows that may not work the whole match, but he got after it. Now we see a situation here again, really harassing that right leg of Clarke. Clarke trying to build up with his upper body now, and he just comes back to that near wrist. Comes over the top and back into a crossface.
Action, guys, improvement.
All the while keeping his hips just right over the top of Clarke, really making himself heavy.
And you know, they hit Clarke for stalling the first time, and they're going to hit him again because he's down on his base. But it's like when Lee's riding him parallel, it's very difficult to build your base, right? So it's hard for Clarke to build, even though he's trying, but Nick Lee's doing a really good job of top pressure.
And I think that they've let that call go a lot this year, where the top man can stay a little bit parallel. They can continue just to harass your base and scoop 15. Up the leg as we're doing right here. Then the cross wrist that you see, and then
it used to be on the guy to get to turn. It used to be, well, you got to break that parallel base. You got to get off to the side and attempt something. Now it seems as though they're letting guys ride more parallel for a longer period of time.
He closes out the period in the top position, and I don't think he got within. It wasn't 170. It was more like 180 the whole time.
Yeah, and honestly, Coach, if you're Clarke, you are not going back down. Oh, there you go.
Best chance of winning the national championship is on your feet here.
Nick Lee's got 3 minutes of riding time to this point. You do not put yourself back under him. But he will not stop scoring. You can see his confidence. Before, Ironman used to give him a lot of problems, but you can see the way he attacks him now, that this kid's on another level now.
Clarke trying to become North Carolina's second champion in as many years. Lee trying to do it for the second time in as many weights here tonight.
We see this is the position that Clarke got in with Ironman. He was able to go ahead and keep Ironman at bay.
He got his arms beat, though. He got his arms beat. The moment Nick Lee was able to beat his arm with that short drag, it was over.
You know, I think the riding on the top position, though, really kind of paid off right there in that go behind.
Boy, he's beat him down, right? Coaches like body punching. It's like early in the fight, you start digging to the body. The boxers, they beat the body up, and it starts to pay dividends when you get in around 8, 9, 10. And there's some boxing after the matches tonight, right?
Yeah, right after us.
Yeah, there's some boxing. So you guys, you want to see what I'm talking about, just watch the fights.
Jim, as you talked about the 180 versus 170, the position on top, what do you think the impact has been of that not being called for the improvement of the position?
Well, it's made it a lot tougher on the bottom guys, that's for sure. You know, it's able to go ahead and take a really great athlete like Clarke is and really make him tired, and then the dividends are paid on the feet when he's not able to be as explosive and blow right through you on the tech.
Well, he's neutralized him.
Right,
he's taken the athleticism out of the equation. And I love the way that he is attacking that leg, that back leg, the side that he's on. The way he attacks that, it's tremendous. He rides that Iowa ride over the ankle, but he's not just riding it. There it is. See how he takes it back? That's beautiful by Nick Lee. And look at him pushing the arm forward. So when the guy keeps a base, he goes arm forward, leg back, until eventually he flattens him out.
The other thing, too, I think he started there with the right-hand side. He shades the right-hand side. A lot of guys have difficult time. They're not as good on both sides. Wins another national championship. Nick Lee.
Clarke took the first shot, but Lee flattened him for the remainder of those 7 minutes. Lee is a champion again. The Nittany Lions start 2 for 2 here in Detroit. offensive scoring was somewhat absent at 125 pounds and 133 pounds. Nick Lee was happy to change that.
And Nick Lee's going to go over and talk to Quint, and he's going to say something like, if you want to win national titles, you go to Penn State. And there is no bigger endorsement for a program than these guys winning titles and going up there and doing it over and over again. Everybody goes, Cale recruits the entire country, does a great job. Let me tell you something, Cale does a great job. But these kids doing this after winning these titles, it means so much to that program. And that's why they continue to set the standard for NCAA wrestling.
I'm not so sure they don't practice that, maybe at least once a month. They hear what the delivery is on
coaches,
that.
hey, Cale's so smart, he may be telling them.
Q?
Nick, that's a big smile you got. I remember early in your career, you were like stone-faced, all Mr. Serious. That's a great smile. What's it feel like?
I got no reason not to smile.
What was the hug like with your parents?
I hug them a lot. They're spoiled, but I love them very much. They do a lot for me. They've done everything for me, actually, so I wouldn't be here without them, man. I got the best parents in the world.
What was your reaction early in that match? There were some fireworks right from the start. What was that like?
He's a good wrestler. Just got to stay calm and keep wrestling.
Get through that flurry, and then things settled down, and you were dominant. You have gone from like a place winner a couple years back to being completely dominant over the last 2 years. How do you explain that transformation?
I just trust my coaches, do what they say. I trust my teammates. I trust my staff. I trust my support system, and I just remember to be myself, and that comes out, and what's out here, I don't have any control over it. I just be myself. So.
Congratulations, Nick. Great job, man.